it seems to be a bigger deal in the smaller communities.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, the Minnetonkas and they have teams. Yeah. Minneapolis has a few, like all of them have teams, but it does require a passionate community fan base, and I think that's just easier to create in Buffalo and Delano and Maple Lake, Howard Lake, Litchfield, all those smaller communities. So go check out a game.
Absolutely.
And I'm confident if you check one out, you'll be back for more.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
All right, we're back.
It's the worst intro ever.
How many times have you been on the podcast? 3? Is this number 3?
I think it's number 3.
Okay. 3.5 if you count the one we had to re-record.
That's true.
Two for John?
Second time.
Yep.
Second time. All right, so we got the Buffalo Bulldogs in here with us. Corey Braun, manager. John Early, starting pitcher. And we are off and running with another baseball season up at Benfield Mills.
It's baseball. Shoot.
Yeah.
I wore the wrong jersey.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah. So we're a few weeks in. People may or may not have been out to the ballpark, but I think every year things get a little bit better, a little bit nicer. There's been some good improvements made out there. It's a good experience. Tell us a little bit about the season so far. Corey, we'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, as of right now, we're only one game in, so we're 1-0 right now. Started out pretty well. A lot of the guys are coming back from college, so that's huge for us. A large portion of our team is currently playing in college right now, so when they can get back, it's nice. As far as the field and stuff, we've made some nice improvements. We have brand new bullpens, brand new outfield fence out there, so things are coming along really well.
Awesome. John, you're back for season number 40?
18.
18, okay. 18 years. So you're getting comfortable in the league.
Yeah.
Body's holding up well. How do you feel after 18 years of pitching?
Well, I haven't pitched in a game yet this year, so the body feels great, actually. But I'll let you know on Monday about that one. But no, that's honestly the biggest piece at this point. Just staying healthy, taking care of myself. Obviously going through my stretching and all that boring stuff, but it does make a difference. And like Corey mentioned, we have a lot of young guys on our team, so you have to take care of yourself. Otherwise, one of those guys is gonna jump you, and they help you stay young in a lot of ways. So really enjoy that.
What's your old guy nickname from the young guys? Can we say it on the air here?
Older guy.
Older guy is kind of the most common one, I think.
Just talk louder to you?
Yeah. I think there's a few people that think they might be an older guy on the team, but as I told them, until I'm gone, they can't have it.
Yeah.
It's well-earned. It's a well-earned nickname. It's a lot of work to run a town ball team. Neither of you are paid to do this. It's a labor of love and passion. So I guess we don't just roll a ball out there and throw a uniform on and go play. What goes into the planning and preparation for an amateur baseball season?
Yeah, it's a lot. I think you and I were talking the other night, and it's like 90% of what I do is not on the field, probably. Like 10% is probably actual game time decisions and stuff. So, no, it's just between league meetings all winter long, every month, staying in contact with the guys throughout the winter, talking to our Bulldogs entertainment guys, Rusty Kath, Joe Picorni, Pat Larson. Those 3 guys really run our announcing and music, and they communicate. They set up a schedule to when at least 2 of them can be there every game, so that's huge for us. It's one thing I don't have to worry about. Talking to Tanya Vega, she kind of runs our concession stand, So she helps me out a lot there. So I'm in constant contact with her. And then the city, talking to the city with the improvements and what we want to do and plans we want to do. And then obviously we have a winter camp over the winter that we do with the youth through the BBA, through you guys. So it turns into a lot, but I do enjoy it. So. Mm-hmm.
I was just waiting for you to say something.
I was waiting for you to say something.
So the North Star League, that's your league, right?
Yes.
Good. I did my homework correct.
Yeah.
Who's who are you guys in the lead pack? Are you guys what's the expectations for this year? I know you guys made a good run 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago we made a really good run in 2020. The last 2 years we weren't playing our best baseball when regions came around. So
sure.
In our league is so tough right now that if you're not playing your best ball in August for the region tournament, you're just not going to go to state because you have to win 2 before you lose 2, basically, is how it works out. I'm pretty confident we'll be into the region tournament, but as far as making it to state, the top 4 go to state, and you have to be playing well no matter who's on your team, no matter how good your lineup is.
Yeah.
There's certainly not a clear top 4.
Sure.
I'd say there's probably more of a delineation between the top 6 or 7, but only 4 of those make it, right? So you're going to have a few good teams that aren't going to make it, and I feel like the last couple of years we've certainly been one of them. If you look at the team we have right now, it's not that much different than the team that lost 2 games in 2020.
Right.
And so we need to start taking advantage of it and make some runs here while we have this group of guys that we do.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the roster. So there's some familiar names, a lot of familiar names, some new names. Let's kind of go through. And it's always hard to start naming names because you don't want to leave people out. But, we don't have a time limit here. So what are we looking at? College guys, former college guys, older guys. Let's run through the roster a little bit.
Yeah, as far as our veterans go, we have John, Colton Haight is back, Brett Renshaw, J.D. O'Donnell. Those are kind of our core veteran guys that have come back. Tommy Eckstein's one of those guys too. Last year, Jake Dusky hung it up and retired, and then this spring, Carter Vogt decided to hang it up and retire. Carter just had a baby. Colton Haight also just had a baby, so half of our team is in college, and the other half 7 babies.
John Weber's got a baby.
John Weber, yeah.
So that's kind of our core veteran group. And then as far as, the college guys, Cal James, JJ, Justin Johnson, Ethan Hansen, Ramon Vega Jr. is coming back from injury this year, so he'll be on the squad. Who else am I missing? Kai Brisk, yep, Evan Sefker. Those are kind of the guys that are currently in college or just finishing up with college. So
the guys that raise the athleticism bar a little bit, and then
athleticism, average age, lower that, all that sort of stuff.
So when other guys are at home with sick kids, you have some young guys to plug in.
Yeah, we definitely. Offensively, we're young, we're athletic. Pitching, we're probably a little older on the pitching side. Mentioned John Weber, Eric Newman won't be back this summer, unfortunately. He's been really good for us and just gotten better throughout his career.
Serving our country.
So we can't give him too hard of a time.
Yeah,
we're happy for him, but that's a tougher loss, obviously, and a fun guy to have around too. So we'll miss him.
We signed 3 high school guys too. Brock Mutter on the varsity squad, Luke Carnoy is a catcher on the varsity squad, and then Taylor Morissette, pitcher for varsity. So
you just keep what's that process like as far as knowing that you're going to lose guys that have been around a while, like Carter Vogt, like a Jake Dusky, keeping the talent level up so the expectations remain high. How does that process work?
Yeah, it's difficult because some of the guys that are in college, sometimes they'll go play a different league, right? They'll go play Northwoods League, but they won't know until February, March if they are going to go do that. So I need to prepare like they're not possibly going to be there, right? And it's nice to be able to sign the top 1, 2, 3 guys on the varsity squad and then slowly bring them into the team, right? Not having to rely on them to come in and play right away because they also play Legion ball all summer too. So it gets to be a big schedule if they're playing both ways, both teams. So it's nice to be able to ease them into it a bit, if at all possible.
Yeah, and if nothing else, even if they're not playing, especially early on, just getting them exposed to the Bulldogs and what town ball is, because I think sometimes
people think it's just beer league.
Yeah, some guys might not understand it, right?
Yeah.
And you want to set have them have a good experience, so they want to keep coming back and realize that this is worthwhile, right? If you're going to play in college, you should be doing something like this, right? And so if nothing else, we just want to get them on the roster, get them exposed to the guys, and get let them kind of see what it's all about too.
Yeah, it's a unique sport in that you can play, there's nothing like this for football. There's nothing like this for hockey. There's, but an organized league, run,
Through the state board, state tournament, championships, all of that stuff is, it's high level of baseball that is unique to Minnesota and unique to the sport.
Yeah, there's no age limit, right? You can play as soon as you want, and you can keep playing until maybe someone asks you not
says
to come
get out of here.
But there's nothing saying that after you turn a certain age, you have to be done.
Very passive aggressive.
Right.
Who's this? This is John.
Yeah.
I don't know John.
He hasn't had a jersey in 7 years.
Keep showing up though.
When I look at town ball team, and it's just that sense of Americana as well. Like you can go there and your games are there's usually a weeknight game and then some weekend games as well.
Wednesday night, Friday night, and Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, I mean, what a fun event to go take the kids to it. I mean, who can afford these days to go down to Minneapolis to go buy $11 beers and that, but just to get the kids exposed to it as well. And I think it creates a little bit of controlled chaos when everybody's out there at the field and like you get extra people just, hey, I'm not going to watch kids play soccer or practice soccer. We'll watch games, but go over to the actual game and watch you guys play.
Yeah.
So.
The opening night, when we hosted Rockford, it was a cool atmosphere. Once you got your car parked, right? Parking was a bit of a disaster, but I mean, we had a 13U game here, a 12U game here, a town team game here. Lights were on, people everywhere. It truly is an event that, if the youth games aren't going on, kids have a hard time watching baseball, right? I mean, adults do too sometimes. So it's nice. Kids can go over here and play a little pickup game over here. It is a nice setup for the family, safe, and just keep heads up. Balls are flying a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to be a great experience. So if you haven't made it out to Benfield Mills to check out a Bulldogs game, you got a ton of Friday games at home this year.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5.
4 or 5. So chances are between the months of June and
end of July,
there's a very good chance the Bulldogs are going to be playing at home on a Friday night. So where would they find a schedule and kind of keep up with what's happening?
Yeah, you can look at our Twitter page at Buffalo Bulldogs, or we're also on Facebook for Buffalo Bulldogs. So usually post schedule and updates all the time on there.
Yeah, the entire league has a website too, northstarleague.org. You can check that out. That has the entire league schedule, including ours, and standings and stats as well.
State tournament this year is in Delano, Hutchinson, Dassel too. So nice and close for people.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll be there.
I hope so.
Guaranteed.
I hope so.
Guaranteed. We're undefeated.
That did not come out of
my mouth. John, what keeps you coming back? Why do you keep doing this?
Partly just because I still can. You know, it's like you mentioned before, it's very unique. There's very few opportunities as an adult where you get to play something that's organized and competitive and done at a high level. And so, you know, from my perspective, I feel like I need to just continue to do it as long as I'm able to contribute, because once I'm done, I'm done, right? There's no going back. And so I feel like I owe it to myself, owe it to my teammates, to just keep going, you know. And every year before it starts, you kind of wonder, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
And cross your fingers, but you know, I'm not ready to be done. I've always said my goal is to make it to at least 40. So we got a couple of years to go.
Yeah, play with maybe play with your kids someday.
I'm not going to go that far. My son isn't even 5 yet, so.
Oh, you got it. You're good.
Either I'm going to have to stick around a lot longer, or he's
5 or 6 more years.
Have to catch up.
You and Archie, you can be battery mates. So. Corey, why the heck would you keep managing?
Because my wife lets me.
Yeah.
I do love it. I in 2020 when I took it over, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. Because I went from playing, you know, for 18 years to taking it over, but I do enjoy managing it. The off-season stuff does get to be a grind sometimes, but I do enjoy the games. And I made a comment to somebody last year. I was like, I can't believe how fast the games go by when you're not playing. Like when you are playing, it feels like they go by pretty fast, but you're always thinking one step ahead, trying to figure out pitching and stuff like that, and different moves. But I enjoy the game. I like making an atmosphere out there, like we're trying to do, and for the community to come out to and enjoy. So, yeah,
awesome.
To Corey's credit, I've had to stand in for him a few times for some games, and like you mentioned before, there's a ton of stuff that goes on just to play the game. And in some ways, the game itself is the easiest part.
Yeah.
You finally get to sit down, relax a little bit, and that's why you do it. But Corey's done a great job since taking over. And like you mentioned, I think the biggest thing is just what we've been able to do kind of as a community, getting more involved in that, getting the youth programs involved, and creating an atmosphere and something that people want to come out and see and people know about. You know, I think when I first started with the Bulldogs, you could go around town and no one even knew who it was, right? And now I've gone into the grocery store and people that I don't even know will say, hey, how are the Bulldogs doing? You know, so it's a huge difference.
Yeah. How many autographs have you signed this year so far?
None this year, but our big autograph guy is Brett Renshaw. He's for better or worse, a fan favorite.
For some reason, everybody loves Brett.
Yeah.
It's got to be the hair. But
It's got to be the hair.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Every kid asks about Brett. Every kid.
Yeah.
But
he stands out.
yeah, he does.
Yep.
Yeah,
so get out to the ballpark, watch Brent Renshaw. He'll hit home run for you, and then he'll sign the ball.
Yeah.
And then Corey will have to throw a new one out there to replace it.
$7.50 for every ball.
So if we charge you for that autograph, don't be surprised. There is a little bit of a gate fee. None of this happens for free. Umpires are making how much money now?
$150 a game,
and that's probably not enough,
right?
But it's not an easy job. But so what can bring a little cash with you?
Yeah, we have a Venmo account with the QR code out there. It's just Buffalo Bulldogs Venmo that they can. It's $5 for adults. I think $3 for kids. 12 and under is free. Otherwise, cash. Yeah. And then concessions are out there, hot dogs, burgers. Tony does a great job with that. Popcorn, soda. We're still kind of BYOB if you want to have a few beers during the game right now, but we're working on it. It's not an easy process, but so still working on the beer aspect. But.
That's wildly awesome that you can do that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do have some merchandise too.
Yep.
Hats for sure. A few shirts as well. So if you want to get.
And the hats look like the hats you guys are wearing.
That's right.
That's the official game day hat of the Buffalo Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Youth Winter Camp, talk about that also.
That usually starts up the first or second Sunday in December. So we usually go 2 Sundays in December there early, and then 4 or 5 in January for the Sundays there. So we run it through the BBA. So what are the ages? 8 through 12, 8 through 13?
8 through, technically 8 through 14.
8 through 14.
Yeah.
So Sunday nights we do that. So you'll see signups throughout town.
Yeah, and this would be our 3rd year doing that, and we try to lump up kids in a similar age group, so 8 through 11, couple different sessions of that, and then the older kids 12 through 14 we can usually fit in one session, but hopefully 2 sessions would be great.
2 or 3. Yeah.
So if there's snow on the ground, you paint the balls a different color?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the BAC at the high school.
Yeah.
That's where we run it.
What are we missing, guys? I think we covered a lot.
Luke did a great job on our Fox 9 video, so go check that out. I still have it pinned, even though it's 2 years old, on a Twitter account. Did a great job with that when we hosted the Fox 9 night a couple years ago. So, or a year ago, whatever.
Cool.
That was my singing debut. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think we both got to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, oh, wait, we're actually singing. I wish I said no. No, that was really fun. That was a really cool thing, and getting some exposure like that.
Yeah, and if you do want, let's talk a little bit about that, Fox 9.
Can we post that? It's your video, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Let's splice it in here somewhere.
It's not happening this year.
No, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool video.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you at Benfield Mills.
Benfield Mills.
Benfield Mills Park.
June 9th.
June 9th.
June 9th.
Fox 9.
Fox 9.
Fox 9.
On Wednesday, June 9th, any youth, softball, or baseball player that wears their jersey will get in for free. We can't wait to see you here for Fox 9 on June 9th.
The Town Ball Tour, we're fortunate to host, be a host site for that. But, if somebody was looking for, what is this Town Ball thing about, Fox 9 does a cool thing.
Awesome.
Every Friday?
Wednesday nights, I believe, throughout the summer.
Wednesday nights in the summer, where they go to a host site and do their news productions, highlight the communities and the teams playing. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what this Town Ball thing is all about. And we're lucky to have a team here. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they do a great job of highlighting the community itself. And then the history of the team. And I think that's kind of the thing about Town Ball in general, right? So this summer it's the 100th state tournament, right? So 100 years of the state tournament. And that doesn't happen by accident, right? You have to have people that care. You have to have towns that care. And Fox has done a really good job of highlighting those stories. And like we said, if you've never experienced it before, it's hard to describe it until you actually see it, right? Mm-hmm. It's not slow pitch, it's not beer league, it's not just a couple guys rolling out there and doing nothing. It's competitive. It's there's a lot of talent, and it's fun. It's something that is very unique to Minnesota in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Litchfield is hosting a Fox 9 this summer.
Yep.
I'm not sure on the date, but we've been getting one in our league every summer. So
yeah, they typically get out more outstate in this general area, especially the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it seems to be a bigger deal in the smaller communities.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, the Minnetonkas and they have teams.
Yep.
Minneapolis has a few, all of them have teams, but
right.
It does require a passionate community fan base, and I think that's just easier to create in Buffalo and Delano and Maple Lake, Howard Lake, Litchfield, all those smaller communities. So go check out a game.
Absolutely.
And I'm confident if you check one out, you'll be back for more.
For sure.
Go when John's pitching.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later when he can pitch again.
Once a week, man.
Yeah. Cool.
Very fun. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. We look forward to the next time you guys come in, probably a year from now.
Oh, maybe before
hoisting the
going to
state championship.
tournament.
Yeah.
Hoisting the state which still says I'll buy that banner.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. This year, maybe I'll make the promise next year too. But
Yeah.
I'll buy that banner.
That's a
hoist
standing
that.
offer.
Yeah.
It's standing offer. Yep. That's a standing offer for that state
He's
championship.
going to put his
banner.
logo all over it. Yeah. Like, why does he Diner Realty?
Amazing. So
Awesome.
anyway, for the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer.
John Early.
Corey Braun.
Thanks for listening to the Buffalo Community Podcast, produced by Edlin Media. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts.